Jalen Hurts does not get a lot of credit from the media. According to the media, they say the Eagles want to make Hurts better, hire a new quarterback coach. They talk about him rushing for 72 yards, so they're talking about that pocket bullshit again. Stay in the pocket. Despite Elway, Steve Young, Roger Staubach used to scramble a lot too. Used to coach Tinkerbell Brady, Tebow, Brian Greasy. None of these guys are like Hurts. Hopefully this guy stays out of the way and let Hurts be Hurts. You don't have to try to turn him into Dan Marino. They know better than that too. Bullshit. Doesn't have to be Dan Marino, Peyton Manning. Does he leave the pocket too early? Russell Wilson, Jalen Hurts now. This league doesn't play fair, man. They favor Tinkerbell Brady. I mean, Pat Mahomes too leaves the pocket a lot too. We don't want to talk about that, but this YouTuber here has got a good point here.
This was maybe the biggest throw Jalen Hurts had to make all season. So we kind of view the Washington Commanders Philadelphia Eagles conference championship game as a wire to wire blowout, but that wasn't really the case in the first half. The Commanders were playing pretty well and were only down 2 points with 2 minutes left in the half. So for the Philadelphia Eagles, scoring some points here definitely feels important. However, on a 4th down and 5, Nick Sirianni doing what he does is going to decide to go for it. The Commanders in a cover one blitz here, and you know where the ball is going. I know where the ball is going. Even the broadcast knows where the ball is going. They've circled A.J. Brown at the top of the screen. As you see, Hurts is going to take the snap. He looks in Brown's direction, one-on-one against Lattimore. Worth mentioning, Hurts was kind of under pressure here as well. He had to throw the ball a little bit earlier than he would have liked. Now, this is open. Brown's doing what he does, right? Running by Lattimore. But Lattimore is going to close on this play pretty well. However, Hurts puts this one right on the money, and because of that, they pick up a huge completion to get inside the 20. If they don't convert on that play, now the Commanders get the ball at midfield. There's 2 minutes left, so it'll probably be the last possession of the half. They could potentially take the lead, and now you have to play from behind. Instead, the Eagles would push for a touchdown to allow them to go up 2 scores, and there was actually a little bit of time left, so that when the Commanders ran their next possession, they fumbled, the Eagles recovered, they ultimately were able to score another touchdown, and instead of the Commanders potentially having to lead at the half, this game was over. The Commanders had to completely change how they wanted to call plays because they're down multiple scores, and it really just shifted the balance, and it was all set up due to really an amazing throw from Jalen Hurts.
This pass play right here was the best pass by Jalen Hurts against the Carolina Panthers. Uh, Jalen Hurts has got a lot of critics. They're saying he's not putting up enough passing yards. I mean, in 2022, when they went to the Super Bowl last year, and even 2021, when they got to the playoffs with that any star receivers with Jalen Hurts as starting quarterback, his best throws was when he left the pocket. Here, watch.
The one for Devontae Smith. Hurts floats it down the sideline, right on cue. Devontae Smith with a nice block from Calcaterra, and they'll mark him down inside the 10.
He scrambled a little bit outside the pocket. That's when Jalen Hurts is most dangerous. He's got to do more of that. But at least they're winning, though. These fans need to just stay quiet a little. Now you're going to see, I'm going to show you a few highlight clips of Russell Wilson back in 2013. A lot of his best passing plays was also when he left the pocket. Here, watch. Let him scramble around. Scramble, look at that. Look at that. Scramble around. Okay, he ran on that one. But looks to pass first. That's when Jalen Hurts was doing in 2022, playing more like the younger Russell Wilson. Okay, around a year or two ago, I made a video talking about why Jalen Hurts needs to continue to run and scramble. And I put Hall of Famer Tim Brown would agree. Now watch what Tim Brown here says.
On the football field, and from that standpoint, when you watch what RG3 and Cam Newton and these guys did when they initially got in the league, you have to be able to continue that. And the problem is that at some point these guys think that they can be drop-back quarterbacks, and they're not drop-back quarterbacks. You know, when I interviewed Cam Newton and when he was at Auburn, he told me when he drops back, he envisions himself being Peyton Manning. I was like, big boy, you're a lot of people, but Peyton Manning is not one of them, you know. But in their mind, that's what they believe. So what ends up happening is they come in the league and they do their thing initially, and then they think they can go to drop back, and they can't. You know, so they have to be who they are, and yeah, that means you're not going to play 15 years in the NFL. You're going to get 7, 8, maybe 9 years in the NFL, and that's going to be your career. But you're going to have a heck of a legacy because you would have changed the way the quarterback position is played. So. But they're not doing that. They think, okay, well, let me drop. Well, you're going to be out the league even quicker. RG3, it has some issues right now. I mean, if he doesn't play well the rest of the year, and he looks like he may get a chance to play this weekend, if he doesn't play well the rest of the year, and somebody give him one more year, but if he doesn't play well then, he'll be out on the street after 4 years.
Mr. Raider said it. We going
Alright, next clip I'm going to show you is on the dual threat running scrambling Roger Staubach.
Roger Staubach was a clean-cut guy who played fast and loose, and that didn't sit well with his head coach, Tom Landry.
He didn't like a running quarterback. He didn't think that was what a quarterback did. Landry wanted a true, drop-back quarterback, but that wasn't Roger Staubach. And sometimes I just ran because I knew I could get the first down.
See what Staubach has up his sleeve on 3rd and 3.
I would tell him that, but he'd say, well, you're not supposed to do that.
In Staubach's second season, the Cowboys couldn't decide between drop-back passer Greg Morton, number 14, and Roger the Dodger.
Roger the Dodger doing his thing, scrambling.
At first, they alternated starts. By mid-season, they were alternating plays.
And, Craig and I kind of looked at each other and said, I just hear, who was that? It was not one of Coach Landry's great moments. One would come out, one would go in. We get the play, and it's like two ships passing the night.
Talk about a mobile quarterback.
He made a decision. He came in the next week. He said, my starting quarterback's going to be Roger Staubach.
Staubach got back to pass. That's up. With our number 6 quarterback as the number 1 guy, Dallas didn't lose another game that year.
Rodgers' reckless style made him a high-risk quarterback, someone who sacrificed his body for 6 points.
Before, when he was younger, he would scramble he'd get away from trouble, and then he'd try to run over a linebacker or something. He got to where he was just still scrambling just as much, but he usually ended up trying to find somebody open and throwing it.
He had the ability to make people miss, move around. All of a sudden, looked like somebody was getting ready to hit him, and boom, he'd be going the other way.
He had athletic ability. He had running ability. He was a playmaker. He had a big heart, big leader. He did whatever he had to do to win.
He runs, he does, he throws. Cowboys win.
And I don't think Coach Landry ever really liked scrambling quarterbacks. But after he saw Roger do it for about 7 or 8 years, I think he understood it. When we finally won the Super Bowl, I think he bought into me.